Hi everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel. Today I wanted to make a little special video dedicated to the volume profile tool. I know a lot of you are very interested in this topic. It's definitely my number one tool and indicator when it comes to my trading, both for short-term and for intraday trading. So today's video I want to talk about using the profile for more longer term swing trades, meaning trades that you're looking for moves to catch either in the several days or even a couple of weeks. And this is the best strategy for me that I use when it comes to just leaving passive orders, meaning limit orders, because as you know, with swing trading, it's definitely a style of trading that is more adapted to people that cannot really be glued up to the charts all the time. So that's one of the options for swing trading that is nice, that you can just do your analysis, set limit orders with a clear invalidation, a clear target, a trigger, and then you can let them play out. And the volume profile tool, it's a great tool to use in any market, futures, forex, crypto, stocks, etc. That is going to help you find these really good entries, and also is going to help you to delineate a whole trade plan. So if you go to the blackboard here, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to check out my other videos that I have on my channel regarding volume profile, where I talk about the concept, elements, parts, etc., and also my number one trading strategy with them, because that's all going to be tied up in this video. I don't want to go over everything again, just to keep this video brief and to the point. But basically, as I've always said, and all the strategies that I share more in depth in my trading courses through my website as well, we obviously like to try to trade with the overall direction of the trend of the market. And so when we are in an uptrend and we have a high volume node on a volume profile, then we are looking to long into pullbacks on the bottom part of the node, and then our targets are going to be first points of control of the node above, and then the upper extreme. And then in downtrends, it's the same concept but reversed. We have high volume nodes. If we accept and penetrate into them, then we're looking to short pullbacks into the top of the high volume nodes and targeting back to point of control, bottom edge, and then possibly if we break through, then point of control of the next node, etc. But basically, the most important concept, which I talked about in my number one rule video, is we want to long bottoms of high volume nodes and uptrends, and we want to short tops. Points of control also played a very important role, but I would usually use the points of control more for targets. I don't necessarily think there is very high consistency of just trying to fade points of control, because as you remember, points of control on profiles are the areas with the highest volumes of trading. So these points of control on these nodes tend to be areas where price chops a lot. So you can see it's areas where price really just sticks into these areas. They act as magnets. So if you're trying to just fade this blindly, it could be that you're just going to get chopped up and markets might stall here before continuing. So this is why points of control are better for me just to use as targets in your trades, not so much for entries. Okay, So let's see 3 examples of 3 different charts on 3 different markets, and just look at higher time frame charts and how we could base a whole trade strategy with them as far as swing trading. So let's take, for example, this Euro US dollar chart. As you can see, I got my profile and I'm starting it at this swing low here. And let's say the profile ends over here, right at this top over here. We can see we're clearly in an uptrend. Price is making higher highs, higher lows. But then right here, this is where we start running into trouble. We have a pullback. You can see we're in the little node here. We go in and we're rejecting off the top. And now we fall right into this area below. So as soon as this is happening, we're assuming this is going live and none of this has happened yet. So then we're just basically trailing our profile. And then we are using high volume node extremes to guide us. As you can see, the shaded areas that I've put are basically the most prominent cuts in the volume profile. This is basically the low volume nodes, or what would be the edges of our high volume nodes as we have here. So you can see we come into this node below, we reject off the top here. This happens a lot. Usually if you're coming into a node below, you will often have some kind of reaction. But if this reaction is not really following through and we come in again, this is where you get a really nice signal to just short a retest of it, which is basically what happened over here, where we come into it, we bounce off the top, but then we come back in again, and now we are just coming right back into this high volume node. If we keep pushing this profile down here, let's now go to this point down here. Now at this point we have this profile pretty developed, so I like to narrow and set my zones over here. And now you can see how we are coming up here. We are in a downtrend, so we are looking again to short tops of nodes. You can see right here, this was a possible area of entry. We did have a supply area here. We came in, but price actually squeezed us here. So this is an area where if you were trying to get in short over here with a stop just beyond, you would have probably gotten stopped on your first attempt. But then we come up into the further part of the high volume node above, and this would have been a really nice entry. You can see we come down, support, we start compressing, we fall down, and now we're back into this node. And now, like I said, we're looking to short to long bottom of nodes. You can see this is very important historical support. Big cut in volume, edge of a high node. And so this is a great area now to look for longs. And you can see here we have a really nice triple drive pattern, a reversal bullish pattern to the upside. This is one of my favorite patterns as well that I always look for in conjunction with volume profile. I go into a lot of detail on my strategies with this on my courses as well. But you can basically see how at this point, this is where most people make the mistakes, where they see price coming into here and they think that this is just going to break and just go straight down. The worst mistake you can do is trying to short at a bottom historical support or long at a historical resistance. this is going to give you the worst risk reward and statistics on your trades. This is an area where you look to long. You don't even have to try to catch a falling knife. You can wait for confirmation. Once you have this triple drive down, you have this impulsive move up. Now we are back inside of this node. So now our attention focuses to the bottom of it. And you can see we have a really nice spike below and then a push up. First area will be right back to point of control. Second area right into the top of the node. This is, you can see it did kept going, but this is the best area now to scale out or to look to take just to close the position. And now we zoom out here. We can see how now we come up, we accept into the node above now, we come back down, and again, now we look to long the bottom of this node and target the top of it. And again, we go up to this area. We come down again, it does squeeze us more, but again, now we are deflecting off the top of the node below, and then we go up, and again, we target the top of the node above, etc. You can see here, now we are moving into here. Now we're clearly in an uptrend. We're making higher highs, higher lows. This purple lines I have mean break in market structure. So on this candle here, we broke structure to the upside, and that's where it indicates us now we can look for longs on pullbacks to bottom of the node. Over here, we break structure again to the upside, and same thing. Let me just zoom in here. So you can see pretty much same here. We come up, break structure up. Now we look for pullbacks into the bottom of the node. Remember, there is a node here, there's a node here. We pull up here, break market structure again, higher highs, higher lows, and now look, a great entry here at the bottom of this node, and then we just keep going. Okay, if we go into the S&P 500 chart, this is actually live. Market is open right now, and you can see how in this case, let's pull the profile back up a little bit, and let's put it up to this point here. So we have our profile from here to here to this low. We're obviously in a downtrend. We are looking for shorts, as that is the highest probability trade. We have a double top here. You can see we had a big break here down. Now we have this clear high volume node. So now we're looking to short the top. And you're going to say, oh, well, do we have a double top here? We're coming up again. This has to break this and probably fill into here. I mean, this is definitely a really good target to the upside, right into the breakout point, filling in this gap. But like we said, we can never assume that a strong historical support or resistance is going to break. We come back into here, right into the top of the node, and then here we could look to short again with a clear invalidation where right beyond the cuts in volumes, basically right beyond our shaded area here, our low volume node resistance. This is a great entry short here at the extreme on top. And then again, first target would be point of control. Second target, a trip back down to the bottom of the node right here. And then if I extend this all the way to the end, you can see right now what I am looking for, which obviously, I mean, the market is live right now, it's playing out, but you can see we made a big move down, but now here we've made higher lows, and now we broke above this highs. Now structure broke up on the short term, we came back, bounced, and now we are holding right below here. So now for me the play is, this is a 4-hour chart, let this go up, have a nice daily candle close, because remember this is a swing trading strategy, so we're using higher time frames. If I have a nice daily close inside of this node again, now that gives me a very nice area to then look to get long on this bottom of this node, and we can put a clear invalidation underneath this thrust candles, or if you want to be more aggressive, just beneath the cuts in volumes on the profile here, to then look to long the edge of this high volume node, and then targeting point of control first, and then again the edge of this over here right there. So that will be pretty much the plan that I will be looking for in this to the upside. If we are reversing, obviously this is a strong downtrend, but a nice breakup into here would tell me that we are looking for a possible short-term reversal, and then we could take advantage for a weekly swing trade into traversing the node from side to side. Okay, and then finally let's look at some stocks. Let's look at Microsoft, and same thing. Again, I like to hinge my volume profiles from a significant swing high or low. So if we take this high, you can see we are in an uptrend, and then right here, gap down, break previous lows. This shifts market structure right here. We come down, you can see we make a high volume node here. We consolidate, gap down again through it into this bottom area. So now I have this profile from here to here. So now let's say we're looking for a swing trade from this point. Sentiment is down, so now we're looking for short opportunities. So what do we do now? Well, now we just start seeing, okay, where is our cuts or the edges of the nodes? We have one edge here, we have another smaller edge here, and then a big gap here. And then you can see, to be conservative, I would have my stop loss here, but we want to obviously short at the highest points possible. So you could scale in some here, and some here, for example. And you can see how we come up 3 attempts into this area, and all of them in this case were rejections right at these areas. And then, you know, our target would be right into the bottom of this node right here, here. Then you can see in this area how now, and let me make another level here now at the bottom. You can see how we're going down, several opportunities to short the top edges of this node here, targeting the bottom. Again, we're not assuming it's going to break until we have a nice definite closes inside of here. And then once we break down into here, now you can see, now this area, that used to be strong support all over here. This is basically a support to resistance flip. We accept into this node, and now we look to short the top and target again the bottom here, right over here. And then you can see same thing. Now we break below this level, and then this is a great opportunity to short here. Let me actually pull the profile further. If you pull the profile up to here, then you can see right here, you're basically rejecting off of the edge of the node. And in this case, you can see we pull in right into the cuts here. And then we're just basically following the trend. Okay, so anyway, that was just a quick video for you guys talking about how I use long-term volume profiles in order to set my bias and my strategies when taking swing trading. Specifically, like I said, I use this mostly in Forex and crypto. Futures, I tend to day trade most, so I do these exact same strategies, but I apply them into lower time frames, and I also use more order flow tools as well, footprint charts, delta, etc. But just wanted to share some examples of how useful and important in my strategy the volume profile is. Hope you guys enjoy it. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you want me to share about any specific topics related to volume profile or price action trading, let me know in the comments and I'll try to get more new content for you guys. Again, make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up. That is what keeps the channel going. If I see you guys tuning in, supporting, sharing, then that's gonna, motivate me to keep providing you all with good free content here and sharing more alpha for all of you. Don't forget to check my website and follow on Twitter, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.